Michael, let me ask you a question about the consumer walking in the front door. I'm intrigued by the idea that they want carpet. They probably think color when they walk in the front door, or perhaps texture, but probably not a whole lot more than that. Maybe that's wrong.
Well, you hear it. So it's funny because you hear a lot of people saying why people buy carpet. Some people say they buy it strictly on color. Some people say they buy it strictly on the construction. Some people say they buy it strictly on price. But I think it's really a combination of all of the above. But really, it's got to go in your home. I mean, the consumer's got to feel good about the carpet that they're bringing in. They know it's going to perform. They know it's going to look good for years and years. And we've really been touting the appearance retentions and all those type of warranties over the years. So as Ralph said, on this indulgence line, we had to make sure we really constructed these items properly, put a lot of twist in the yarn so we get a lot of resiliency there, because we are concerned, of course, that we want it to look good for years and years. So we feel like we have a good combination of value. We have a good combination of textures and Saxonies and all the different constructions that we have, so we feel like there's something there for everyone. And when you go back in there and start talking about Magic Fresh, it's just an added attraction for the consumer because, pets, everybody's got pets, or 70-something% of the populace has pets, so that's a big attribute with your pet owner. It takes care of those odors. Smokers, there's not as many smokers as there used to be, thank goodness, but people still smoke, and it takes out the smoke smell. So, and not only that, we're talking about solution dyed, no fade. You can clean it with a 50-50 solution of bleach and water. So it's really a product that the consumer can put down and not have to worry about it. And they know it's going to look good for years.
Now, this is a premium priced product, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And a consumer comes in, as like you say, price is obviously something they're thinking about. They don't come in and say, I want to buy the cheapest thing in the store, but they've got probably a range in mind. But once they feel the carpet and the softness, that sells them on the fact that this is worth the extra amount I may have to pay for it.
Yeah, Dave, let me kind of address that. I think when you look at carpeting today, it's not going throughout the house as much as it used to, because we do have competing hard surface products that are going into the living room, sometimes the hallway or the dining room and so on. But clearly, carpet's still extensively used in the bedrooms. And I think, if the consumer's buying fewer yards per purchase, they're not they don't see as much sticker shock as they might have in the past if they were doing the whole house with a more expensive product. So I think it's allowed the retailer to really upgrade the consumer to a better product, because they look at doing a room, it's really all not that expensive compared to the room they just did in hard surface. So I think the build-up in the demand for hard surfaces actually allowed us to really sell better goods in carpeting as well.
And the product does the selling itself, it seems.
Absolutely.
I mean, I
think they feel the luxury of it, and it's kind of the sensuous feel, and knowing that they're going to be able to walk on this with their bare feet, and it's going to be almost like walking on a cushion.
Yeah. Who would have ever thought 5, 6, 8 years ago that this phenomenon would be taking place and really, as you say, changing the face of the carpet industry?
Yeah, I think we've always looked at durability in the products as we've manufactured them, and have typically gone the other way. Have gone to what we call higher denier filaments, thicker yarns, to make sure that we have performance. And I guess between the True Soft, which came out initially with Stainmaster, that was maybe the first step forward, and then we had some of the silk product that came along, and then now we've got all these nylon products that are coming out from the 3 major manufacturers to complement that and add to that. So I think it's changing the assortment on the floor, but it's not totally eradicating the heavier denier products either, because I think there are people that still want to put it throughout the home and want to make sure that it's going to be durable enough to be in the more active walking areas of the home.
Just at a good time for the carpet industry.
The other thing we're doing right now, and it's already been in place, is for the March of Dimes. We've been associated with the March of Dimes along with half a dozen other national supporters, and so we've got that in place for about a year's time. We're getting a lot of publicity out of that, both in USA Today as well as the Martha Stewart magazine. We're on a lot of public transportation in many of the major metropolitan areas across the country. And so when you see our logo for Bliss carpets with Magic Fresh odor reducer, I think that's something that will get the consumer's attention and give them maybe some thought about going to look at carpet.
Mm-hmm. That's the I'm Born To promotion, I think.
Promotion.
Interesting. Let me ask you, Mike, about the in-store. I mean, it seems like with this product, in-store is where a lot of the activity happens. I mean, obviously that's where they buy the product, but the fact that they maybe don't have a preference until they get in the store, they see the display, they have a chance to touch the product, that's really where the action is.
Correct. And the industry pretty much in the last 25 years or so have gone pretty much to the flip card displays. We call them our flip card merchandisers. And we have several of those displays as well. So we were looking at ways to maybe enhance that. And in the last 3 years, we've come out with several collections, our Everclean collection, Healthy Touch collection, our Magic Fresh collection, that were put out there on a new merchandiser. And this merchandiser, not only did it have take-home samples built into the flip card aspect of the display, also had a built-in Magic Fresh tester where the dealer could show the consumer right there in the store how Magic Fresh works, which is very important for us to get that Magic Fresh additive known out there. So this time we took a different tack because we've been using that display for 3 years. Been very, very well received, but we felt like with the Indulgence products, you know, the beauty is in the product, and the beauty is when you see a big. So we developed a new display. It's a smaller footprint display. It takes up less than half the space of the current flip card display, which of course dealers like that because they want to use as much floor space as possible. But it shows our product, I think, in the best light. We call it a large blanket format where they show a large piece of the carpet, and when we've got pattern goods, of course, that's very important. And we show the colors on the back. So when you flip the board around, it's got holders on the front, and we'll show that to you in just a minute. They can see the colors, they can see the room scene, they can see all the warranty information, and we've got a two-piece header on the color side that shows you all the features and benefits of the product. So we're hoping that the consumer and the dealer will come in, they'll put it on the floor because, you know, carpets goes on the floor, that's where you ought to look at it. So they can put a piece of cushion under it, test it, walk on it, and we feel like it's going to be very well received. It's a little bit less expensive for the dealer, and that's always very important to them as well. So we feel like we can get this, we're calling it our boutique display, and we feel like it'll go all over the store. They can use it for a feature piece in front when you come in. They can put it on an end cap if they've got that type of arrangement in their store. So we feel like it'll be a very successful item for us, and we're very excited to see how it does because we'd like to come with other collections.